else? Cara Delevingne in a Peg the Patriarchy corset.
Yeah. She said, may I quote her?
Yeah. Can you do it?
She said, if someone doesn't know what this means, you're going to have to look it up. It's about women. I don't know how to say empowerment in a Cockney accent. Empowerment, gender equality. It's a bit like stick it to the man. Cara Delevingne said in a statement about her,
I'm a lesbian.
I'm pickpocket.
I'm a rug muncher.
Pickpocket the patriarchy.
She should have worn a pickpocket.
Pickpocket the patriarchy.
I saw some guys on Twitter looking up, by which I mean they went on Wikipedia, looking up Cara's parentage, and she comes from like a Sir James Goldsmith-ass British aristocratic but Jewish family. So she's like rich as hell. She's like a literal noble. In as much as Jews can be nobles, but I think she has some titles in her family, etc. But I was like, she has the chavviest face of any highborn person I've ever seen. She looks like Brooklyn Beckham.
Yeah, I've always found her accent to be surprising, so that sort of confirms.
Well, no, it's not surprising at all. She's just like from money. She's from the upper echelons. There was no ascent. She just like kind of landed in place.
Yeah, right.
And her sister is Poppy Delevingne, who's like older, but used to be like a kind of like fashion blogger girl. It's
Poppy
like that kind
is such a 1%er name.
Yeah, it is totally. It's like Pippa.
Pookie.
Yeah.
They're like, it doesn't matter. We can name you something so stupid because you're never gonna have to worry about money.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll name you Pookie.
So Cara Delevingne, I mean,
just I don't need to. What is there to say? So it's so heinous.
I think we made fun of Cara Delevingne
with Paul.
Yeah,
we did. We all
every
did
year we just make fun.
I mean, it's embarrassing.
Yeah. Every time I think of Cara Delevingne, the song Food Glorious Food plays in my mind.
I'm sticking my tongue out. Sorry, I'm just being a little silly, a little different. I'm not like other mortals. So when I'm
a clam crusher.
I was Googling Peg the Patriarchy before I came over here, and I read a BuzzFeed article from the woman who claims to have coined the term Peg the Patriarchy.
Okay.
Who is like a queer woman of color of some sort, who runs she runs like a BDSM workshop. She's kind of some like Instagram kink merchandise grifter.
Okay.
Who was like, I think selling stuff that said like Peg the Patriarchy on it, like pencil cases and shit, like shilling this like crap or whatever, like we do on redscaremerch.com. If you haven't gotten a pair of our socks or tote bags yet, we don't have any advertisers, so you have to buy our merchandise. What was I saying?
This woman who Peg the Patriarchy.
Yeah. Let me get my phone because I took a screenshot of her statement about it, and in her statement she put a trademark sign behind Peg the Patriarchy.
Okay. She's like a fashion dolezal.
Exactly. I think she said, while I'm giddy that Peg the Patriarchy, trademark symbol, made it to the Met Gala, at Cara Delevingne tried to pull it off as their own. No credit to me, the creator and owner of the trademark. This happens to small artists all the time. So much so that I have an assistant whose job includes finding and tracing people printing and selling Peg the Patriarchy. Remember that as a fat queer POC, I'm working twice as hard just to do what I'm already amazing at. From censorship to patriarchy to racism, all biz barriers specific to my social location. Enter sex shop co-owner at Met Gala with a custom designed vest with Peg the Patriarchy on it. What's grossest for me is the media interviews with Cara blatantly owning it as if it wasn't already owned. Sound familiar? Then in like asterisks. coughs in colonialism. She said it was appropriation and colonialism, basically. I coined Peg the Patriarchy in 2015. Peg the Patriarchy is about subversion, not about an anal sex act, and not about men. It's a metaphor for subverting the system that requires subservience within a gender binary. I have met so many cool people through this art over the past 5 years. It has brought me joy, livelihood, giggles, hate, and connection. A pretty good mixed bag.
Wait, giggles, hate, and connection? That's such a chaotic string of words.
You can support me by buying my art at pegthepatriarchy.com, continuing to share and hashtag pegthepatriarchy, and mentioning me where you see the Met Gala pic. Thank you for making it easier to protect my peace by feeling like I belong in a community with you.
Wait, this bitch has an assistant that trolls the internet for any mention of Peg the Patriarchy?
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
But I guess she coined it.
Yeah, but
So Dior did steal it.
it's not something...
So get your bag, girl. But what?
What? But
Like, what are you people even talking about?
Like, what a fat queer BIPOC. What is she talking about? Like, all these people do is like panhandle on the internet and like ask for credit
By trademarking phrases and printing cheaply made merchandise that says it on them and selling it to
Dasha,
people.
At least
selling it to liberals who want.
Yeah.
It's just so.
At least I would never
incoherent.
try to sue somebody who stole one of our designs.
Well, we steal our designs from other people.
I know, but
so.
not
We
the
can't.
ISIS design, which is available on Redbubble.
Yeah. Well, of
And, like,
course.
Zazzle.
Of course. Yeah.
But
But
I
it's
would
really
ne-
hard to sue Redbubble, I think.
Yeah,
'Cause,
but I
like,
would never like ask for credit. Like, you please
don't
take
care. God,
anything.
No, fuck off. Yeah, I don't give a shit. But
But,
if you're hawking Peg the Patriarchy mugs and then you see it on the Met Gala carpet on Cara Delevingne, you probably will want, some form
Some
of
credit, I
compensation.
guess.
But I mean,
You-
it's also possible you're not the only person to come up with Peg the Patriarchy.
I'm pretty sure she's not. It's like literally not that.
But what does Cara Delevingne know about pegging anyway? She's a lesbian.
Well, lesbians,
It's not called pegging if lesbians
I guess,
do it.
but it's
Right?
the same mechanical
Right.
process, right?
Yes,
She's also a
it's-
totally fake lesbian and is not a lesbian at all. And by the time she hits 35, she's going to be having a baby, just like every other
and she's
affluent
definitely
white
not-
woman.
I wonder if she's pegged somebody. Probably. I bet
Yeah,
she
but like in
has.
an awkward and performative way.
I mean, how else is there? What other way is there to do it? I can't.
Yeah, that's true. I guess there's-
you're
yeah,
literally
that's the thing I would
putting on
never,
a
yeah.
dill. I would never
I would
ever do.
never, yeah.
I would never do something like that. For all the simps out there, don't get
and-
your fucking hopes up, okay?
And that thing, it literally looked like a fucking antinatalist baby carrier, in that it was empty, but
Like
it had
a
like a
suicide
baby. Yeah, it
vest?
was like
Yeah.
literally like a suicide vest.
It was a very nihilistic garment all around. Yeah.
Hideous and bad, and I hate the kind of white pleated pant. It just looks cheap. You look like an Aldo employee.
Yeah. Yeah. And well, it does that thing that confused liberals do all the time where they like get their wires crossed and do homophobia on accident when they were like talking about like Trump and Putin are probably like having anal sex with each other. It's so disgusting. It's like, and Peg the Patriarchy is also like, yeah, wouldn't it be like so fucked up if we fucked men in the ass instead? It's like,
And it's like all of these
I
people
don't-
too. It's funny because they literally they have to believe that all of these gay rights and women's rights battles that have been long won and that they had nothing to do with are still raging. So that
wasn't
to
Dan
avoid-
Levy's thing about like marriage equality, or they had like
Probably,
two
yeah.
guys kissing on it? It was like,
yeah, but
and
this
it was
is,
something about like AIDS or like,
yeah, it's like uncontroversial, incontestable stuff that's already everybody agrees with, even conservatives.
yeah.
That's been in circulation for at least a decade, and they're like fighting for it as if they're like on the front lines of some like Afghanistan style battle. And it's like they have to believe that to avoid confronting that they're the problem.
Mm-hmm.
They have to believe that
Yeah.
America is a giant red state. And Cara Delevingne's not even American. This bitch is British and from like an affluent, like not beyond affluent, from like an aristocratic family.
Right.
It's like the bitch who designed AOC's dress, who's literally married to a Bronfman.
She's an immigrant POC, Anna.
Yeah.
An
She's
immigrant
Canadian, like
woman.
Norm. Yeah.